you sure you want to post that? It's gonna be online forever.
Are you nervous?
Yeah. Are you?
Yep.
I don't know why.
I know my armpits just instantly got super sweaty.
Yeah. Also, the AC is turned off.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Mm.
Oh, wow. I'm just confusing my body signals for anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
We're fine.
Yeah.
Babe, we're cruising.
We are doing so well so far.
Yeah, welcome to Online Forever.
Yes. We are currently online forever in this podcast.
In this multiverse, in this podcast.
Yeah.
It's never ending.
So how do you feel when people say to you about your, your job, your career choices, your path? When they're like, oh my God, but that's going to be out there forever. That's going to be online forever. Like they always focus on the permanency.
Yeah, the no take backsies aspect
yeah.
of it.
How do you feel about that?
It makes me feel a lot of different things, because I'm like, yeah, my essence is online forever. True.
Yeah.
I am not online forever.
Right.
This piece of me is. And it makes me feel free. I don't know. Because I'm like, yeah, it's all out there, babe. I'm not running for president. Sometimes I get anxiety about that in the shower. Does that ever happen to you when you're just like, it just like hits you out of nowhere? Oh shit, like I can't do XYZ anymore.
I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it's the same way that people get face tattoos on purpose to make sure that they'll never have a normie job.
Yeah, right?
I feel like
it's insurance.
Yeah, like we get railed online to make sure that we won't ever surrender to the man.
I hope someone listening to this had no idea what we were doing online forever before you just talked about getting railed. Getting it.
Getting it. Yeah.
We get fucked. We get fucked in every hole.
We do get. Actually, I've never.
There's one special hole on Stellar over there that hasn't been
penetrated on camera. I just am not down with the anal prep. I think
commitment.
I don't know. I don't want to like put liquids where they're not supposed to be and then push them back out.
That's maybe because you haven't tried it. So me and Emma, my roommate, for those who don't know, have a shower douche where you can essentially give yourself your own fucking colonic for like 30 minutes. And
does it feel good?
It feels so good. Like I understand how people would get like kind of addicted to like rinsing their guts out because you feel different. Like you feel light and stuff is coming out the whole time. Oh,
it's like doing an ear. Have you ever done one of those ear wax things?
The like candles.
The candle and you light it on. Yeah,
it's my dream.
Really?
Yeah,
I did that. I did that recently.
Did stuff come out?
Oh yeah. Well, it's like there was nothing in the tube. And then you do it and you set it on fire and then the tube is full after.
Not
full.
So
that's disgusting.
Erotic. Do you feel it coming out? Like what's happening?
You hear.
Oh,
it's
yes.
Like, you like hear this whistling because of the flame.
Wow.
Nice.
I love like the feeling of there was something in part of my body and then suddenly it's not there and you notice the absence. I love that in many forms.
Yeah. What's your favorite form of that?
Like obviously shitting, but second is pissing. And
shitting is number one. I feel like peeing for me is number one. Peeing feels so good. One of my favorite things to do is to chug water while I'm peeing, and then I feel like a funnel. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
really?
Yeah. Whoa.
I've never met anyone else that likes that.
They just don't talk about it because surely, like, I don't know. Yeah, I like the feeling of like filling it up as it's leaving it.
Yeah, and it makes me feel like I'm like really like cleansing myself. Like
there's a full
circle happening. Yeah, exactly. It feels like it's just a funnel. Okay, so shitting number one, peeing number two.
Penis.
Ejecting?
There and then it's not.
Oh, I hate
over and
that.
over again.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like at the end when it's gone and then I don't like that.
And I can go back to my life as a lonely hermit woman. No, I would love a dick in me forever. Have you ever fallen asleep with a dick in you?
That is, okay, let's just jump into sleeping kinks right now because I love that. I feel like kinks are like interwoven with triggers and kinks and trauma are all like the same zipper.
For sure.
And so, yeah, I love the idea of falling asleep with a dick inside me is very, very exciting, and it makes me feel very comfy. People aren't super as down because it feels kind of like CNC, consensual non-consent, for people who don't know. Yeah.
Because you can't consent while you're asleep?
Yeah, but you can consent to consenting while you're asleep.
For sure. I gotta agree.
Right. That's like that's relationship shit, though.
Yeah.
I feel I couldn't do that with. I mean, no one's sleeping at my house if they're not in a relationship with me. But anyway,
how are they staying erect when you fall asleep? Can
boys
do
they
that?
asleep?
Oh, they're
I'm
awake.
asleep.
You're asleep on the dick.
I'm asleep. Yeah.
Totally makes sense.
You
now.
like to
never done it. My brother weirdly is the first person who ever told me about this. We are close.
Let's go into you.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about you for
Literally,
a second. You just can't. You found out some very shell-shocking, interesting news this year.
I did.
Your whole life, you thought, your two parents were your two parents,
right?
And everything had to do with those two parents. All your shit, all your good shit, bad shit, weird shit, all came from them, right? Them two in a blender makes you 50-50.
Right? Isn't that what happens? No.
Not for you.
Earth comes shattering down, guys.
To do 23andMe.
Spit in that cup, baby.
And what did you find out?
I found out that my biological father was a sperm donor. Mm-hmm. He's very beautiful. He's 6'8". I found all this. I don't know. The whole experience was so almost felt weirdly cosmic just because of all the timing and how strange it was. My brother, who is my blood brother, totally same parents.
Yeah.
Same biological father. He was visiting me in Chicago when I found everything out. And, we don't hang all that much. We live really far apart. So it was weird that he was there. And I went in and woke him up and I was like, dude, I just got these results back. And we have all these half siblings listed on this website. And the first thing he said, he was like, a mother is a whore. And I was like, no.
Oh my God. So he just went right to that.
He just really quoted The Sopranos on my ass. And then
okay, I didn't get that reference.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's totally fine. Yeah, we found out over the course of this day. We were doing really touristy stuff. We went on the architecture boat tour and we were both just completely dazed, staring into space, kind of whispering to each other sometimes, just being this is fucking nuts. But yeah, we watched. Okay, so our biological dad has a performer. He's an entertainer as well, which is super funny. Because I've always leaned towards that stuff. Obviously, here we are today.
Yeah.
But my family's very traditional, not very they're not a nomadic people. So it was kind of interesting growing up with them just being where the fuck did this one come from? And me now being
But you knew where it came.
Yeah, okay, so my brother actually had the thought before. He told me that, are we actually related to our dad? Because we seem nothing like him. I never had that thought, but it's just weird. You can sense shit like that, right?
Yeah.
When there's family secrets, even if you don't explicitly know what the secret is, the vibes swirling around you are very mysterious.
So your mother's husband, I don't know what else to call him. Do you call him dad still?
Yeah, he's my dad. For sure. We grew. I mean, I just found out about this. I'm
so
28.
He was shooting blanks, and that's why your mom went elsewhere.
Yeah.
To get the good golden juice from
somewhere
else.
Actually, I just found out that there's not a definitive test that tells men that they are actually for sure infertile.
I thought you just splooge a little bit, go under the microscope, and if things are moving, you're good. And if they're not, then they're not.
Yeah, more or less.
I was thinking about getting a microscope for that reason.
For looking at sperm?
Yeah.
Bro, yeah.
Because I don't want to go on birth control and people don't want to get vasectomies. And so if
you're going to science their sperm?
Sperms are swimming less and less as the years go on. Let's get real. So
we've all eaten a lot of lead at this point. Okay, let's be real. I don't know. My relationship with my dad growing up was chaotic and tense a lot. So I think it was just kind of this I don't know, imagination of what the other life would have been with a dad who I was close to type of shit and a dad who understood me. And so I think that there is a lot tied up in all of that for me. And some of my siblings, so I can't remember if I said this already, but I found out about my bio dad and then I found out also that he was really fucking fertile, I guess, and donating a lot. So I have a bunch of half siblings. We found 32 so far. Yeah, there's a really sick spreadsheet of us. They're all really smart and lovely people. But
aren't they all like in STEM? Most of them are in
yes,
STEM?
yeah. And it's like social work and stuff. But 2 of them had like literally gone to UCLA at the same time and had been like dating like a pair of best friends. So they were like super
close,
almost there, right?
Wow.
Yeah. And then I also had like a lot of step family growing up because my parents got divorced when I was young. And my mom married this guy who had like he had 2 kids, and then they had both been like remarried or something like that. And one family vacation, I did hook up with my step nephew. Right?
Oh,
I know. I'm like, he was like weirdly older than me.
So
even though
no
he's my
blood.
Nephew. No blood in the water.
I thought I was taking this one to the grave, but okay. So,
yay!
But anyway, so he was like flirting with me, and I felt really weird and like naughty about it. It was like, ew, my gross cousin is like flirting with me. So I like crept into his like cabin. He went to bed, and I like walked in there.
I'm getting so horny.
I like laid in. Someone in my family is going to see this and be so ashamed. Maybe he's going to see it. He probably subscribes to me. Anyway, I like just laid into, I didn't say a word. I came in and it was almost like he knew exactly what I was about to do. And I like didn't look at him and just like laid down in the bed and just like, you know, the little ass pop.
Yeah, I know.
I did that and he just like blasted me from the back and I came and I left. And then I woke up feeling so cute Catholic guilt, like felt so ashamed about it and was like, oh my God, like I think I should just like go baptize myself and then maybe kill myself. Like, I don't know what's wrong, but I need to do one or both of those things. And I was like, I'm never telling anybody about this my whole life, ever. And then I told my sister.
Susie!
I know. I was like, oh my God. So I did this thing. And I was like crying and was like, you know, like, well, do you still love me? Like, I'm dirty and wrong. And she was like, she started dying laughing and was like, he's not our blood cousin. And I was like, oh. And then I was kind of disappointed. I was like, I thought I had achieved this like terrible thing.
You had all this shame built up, like fueling your horniness that just, you weren't even ashamed anymore.
Yeah.
Fucking lame.
Yeah. It was the morning after everyone was at the breakfast and I was, yeah. So what's the closest you've ever gotten to incest? And do you think that Freud was right?
I think Freud was right about a lot of things.
Me too.
He's we love the old kook. he was one, speaking of coming up with theories just for the fuck of it. He was definitely doing that, but a lot of them were right.
Oh yeah. I mean, if he was scrolling on sex worker Twitter, he would just be like, I fucking told you. Even civilian Twitter, even like civilian like Instagram captions. It's all daddy, mommy, everywhere, to the point where it's getting kind of annoying. And Freud was right about that.
Yeah, the more you try to suppress stuff, like the hornier it makes you, 100%,
yes.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
Or fortunately, I don't know.
I feel the same. I feel like people ask me about non-monogamy all the time, which I actually think is kind of a boring topic. But let's talk about it just because people, that's a lot of questions I got for us to talk about.
Is it?
Yeah. I feel like when you restrict somebody of something, it makes them want that thing way more. So if I was like, Sydney, you can never have blueberry pie ever again.
I need it.
You need it now. Like you'll start craving it. Like it'll, you know, telekinesis. It'll just come to you. And I think that that's how like monogamy and non-monogamy works too. If you're like, you can, you know, just stop flirting with Sharon at work. I know you and Sharon have something at work. I can feel it, you know? And then the guy was like, damn, I didn't really look at Sharon like that, but now I kind of am.
Get in those drawers.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, I think like, I don't hate monogamy. I don't think that it's wrong. I think that you can practice it as a practice and like make it this really beautiful thing. But I don't think that most people do it like that.
No.
For sure.
They don't. They do it in a way to try to keep their attachment more secure.
Yes.
When it really doesn't do that.
Literally, I'm like, your girl, your boy, your whoever can wake up any day and decide that they don't like you anymore. Yeah. They can just do that whenever they want.
And honestly, if they can fuck anyone at any point, the chances are they'll want to stay with you more. Because if they have those options and they can always come back to you, like if you close that off, then they're going to be more curious and more likely to step out of your circle that you've drawn for them.
Yeah, like I don't know. I cannot picture just having my one person who gives me good, medium to good dick 5 times a week. I would fucking lose my mind. I need them to like be fucking on someone else or be a little bit mean to me.
Yeah.
Have you always been non-monogamous?
You know, I realized recently that yes, because
same,
every single relationship, it has been open for me to be with women or for me to be with girls, depending on who I was with. You know?
Yeah.
I remember my friend who's very straight and very vanilla and works in not the government, military, was like, you will never be satisfied by one person because you're bisexual. And I was like, okay, kind of problematic, but I kind of see what you're I kind of agree. Like,
damn, military boy, you make a point.
Yeah, girl.
Military girl?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
She's the straightest person in my life, and even she ate my pussy once. She's my only straight friend. Yeah.
But she's eating pussy.
Just mine.
Just yours?
And I didn't even eat hers. Let me tell you this story.
What's happening?
It was my first threesome. Actually, no, my first threesome was at a dance sleepover, naturally, with my ballet friends, me and 2 other girls. Actually, 3 other girls. It was a foursome. And we were all just trying to make this girl come because she's like, my boyfriend never made me come. And we're like, all right.
There's 4 of us.
We're staying up all night. Let's make this happen. So that was the first. Okay. But me and my high school boyfriend, I won't say his name, but we were dating for like 4 years, right? It got kind of monotonous at the end. And me and my friend that I had mentioned before, military gal, we went to the beach and we were like, hey, had a good time. And I was like, let's go to his house. And she was like, okay. So we go over there and we go up to his room and he goes to the bathroom and I was like, let's get naked and get under the covers, right? Doesn't that make sense? So he'll be surprised when he walks back in. So we did that. And we were teenagers, so we didn't know any better.
It's just a prank.
It's just a prank.
It's just a prank, bro.
So he comes in the room and we're like, like under the covers.
We definitely have clothes on under here.
Yeah, the clothes are like strewn. And he was like, whoa, what's happening here? And we had a threesome. I remember seeing him like pound that ass from behind, thumb in the butt.
You little cuck.
I know. And she was going down on me and I would just remember being like with my brain, like, this is fucking hot. And then I broke up with him the next day, I think, because I was like, after 4 years, I was just like, wow, I should have felt like jealous. I should have felt something, right? Like, he's fucking my best friend in front of me and I don't care. Time's up on this one.
My pussy's even wetter? Am I broken?
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
Exactly. And I just didn't know that was like totally fine. I think the time was up on that relationship anyway, but like, I didn't know.
Sometimes you realize through that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. What was your first threesome?
My first threesome, okay, I had like a drunk, weird, like not foursome in college where people were just like, my pants are off and these girls are making out type of shit, you know? So that was my first like maybe group situation. But my first full on, you know, the classic threesome, I was seeing this man in when I was living in Utah, and he was like fucking wild. It was my first off shift at this job I had, and I had driven out to Colorado to fuck this one guy, and then my side piece back in Utah was like, hey, you should come back and fuck my girl with me. And I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. And so we went to this like slot canyon, and it was during monsoon season, so it felt a little dangerous. We went to a slot canyon so I could take them to my slot canyon. We had this like pudding, and we were like kind of throwing it on each other and then kind of like licking it off. Sometimes it just takes some pudding, baby.
Damn.
Yeah, it was fun.
What kind of pudding?
It was chia pudding.
Okay, if y'all are licking chia, that's like tapioca, right?
Yeah, more or less.
If y'all are licking tapioca balls off each other, like, somebody got pissed at, right? Like, that's like balls to the wall, ready to do anything.
Tapioca balls to the wall. Yeah. So we like kind of, you know, we're licking pudding off each other, we're making out and stuff. In the slot canyon, getting naked, swimming, and then we go back to this sick ass like mansion the girl was babysitting, and we were watching Sharknado 5, which is obviously a fucking threesome movie because you're not gonna finish Sharknado 5. That's the Netflix and chill movie of the year, in my opinion.
I've never heard of that.
Nice.
One through 5.
So and then we fucked. It was very porny, which I'm into, you know. It was hot. I'm eating her pussy. He's fucking me from behind.
Here's a good question.
Okay.
Where would sex be without porn?
Well, I think that to ask that question, it's like asking where would sex be if we had a totally different society? Because we wouldn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like porn and society are so interconnected.
Yeah.
One exists because of the other.
Right.
I don't know. I can't even imagine. Like, okay, so are we living in like a regime where they're like, no porn, only fucking, or you're gonna die? That's like the hypothetical.
Lana Rhoades' future. JK, you know, I don't hate her or anything.
Wait, what's going on with her?
Oh, she said she came out as saying that she wishes porn was made illegal.
Okay.
And that she was asexual. And like, I stand by the asexual thing. I think that tracks with her. And so people are like, they should focus on the former and not the latter. But people are like posting all these screenshots of her taking multiple dicks, being like, yeah, you're asexual, right? It's like a lot of people in porn are asexual.
Yeah.
And that's something that people don't realize. But I feel like the work is actually much easier if it can be totally separate and totally dry, literally. Yeah. And I think the same, like, because I'm from social work, I feel like the people that I'm not comparing asexuality to sociopathy at all. Just putting that out there. But I feel like the people that really excelled in social work were sociopaths because they weren't like
bombarded by this extra
by it at
layer.
all. And I feel like it's similar with asexuals in porn.
Well, that's like lesbians, strippers. Like at my strip club, I remember asking.
Which are most strippers.
Yeah, I asked our boss, this like old ass man. I was like, how many girls do you think are gay? And he was like, at least a third.
Yeah.
Period. It's just, it is easier in a way.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever date girls that you danced with?
No, like the girls at my club, me and Emma were like the oldest girls at our club. So they were all like, you know, itty bitty teen girls. Yeah. And they were super like, they were chill to spend the night with, you know, like and hang out with at the club. But we were just there to hustle, you know, and like have fun. And they were like very much like in their hoodies at the bar, drinking drinks. I was like, what? Come on, guys. So if they had wanted to be a part of the hustle.
Yeah.
The only girl there who I had a like legitimate crush on got like fired for sucking a guy's dick. And the younger girls found her. It's so rude. They were just snitches. Like I can't date teenage snitches, okay? Yeah. It's not my type.
Seriously. What's the most forbidden sex you've ever had?
The most forbidden? The nephew one ranks.
Right.
But that wasn't like in my younger days, nephew, and then I hooked up with this guy at church during like
in the church?
In the church, in the little like choir closet.
In the pew?
In the pew.
Not in the pew.
Not in the pew. But most forbidden? Okay, I think that I really like fucking yoga teachers, and I feel like it is related to this is so fucked, and I'm like so this is cringy of me, but it's like breaking that like kind
like
of like
you go into a class and you pull them.
No,
or like how do you?
I chip away slowly. I become their friend and confidant, and then I'm like, let's fucking bone. But there's something about like I don't know, like I think it's like a religious related thing where it's like they're in this position of like spiritual power over me, and I am seducing them. That turns me on and feels kind of forbidden because I'm like, you're kind of not supposed to do that with your students, but you fell for me. Do you have that?
Yeah. Anything that's wrong or like taboo in some way. Like when I fucked my chiropractor, it was like, did I tell you about that?
No, I saw your TikTok. Tell me more.
Okay. So I have had a couple of things where whenever a professional is doing body work on me, I can feel like maybe they have a little tingle about me. And with him specifically, you know, like the third time going in, he was like adjusting my lower back, but he was like all up on my ass. And I was like, I don't know if he does this treatment for everybody. And so at the end, he was like, so how was it? How are you feeling? And I was like, to be honest, my boyfriend just, you know, moved away and I'm having withdrawals.
Withdrawals?
I think that it's affecting my spine placement. And I was just like, he was just like really making me squirt all the time. And now I'm not anymore. And I just feel like it's affecting my health. And he was like, okay, so I thought I wasn't going to have to admit this to you, and I was like, here we go. Like, that was so easy. Oh my God. And he was just like, I have a hard time maintaining professionalism when I'm adjusting you. And I was just like, oh yeah.
Oh, the way he said it. It's so hot.
And cool story about this dude. And this is why I wanted to fuck him, because he wasn't actually like attractive. He had both hands severed in a motorcycle accident. Both hands gone. They were able to reattach his hands, and then he decided he must use them, and he became a chiropractor. Isn't that insane?
What?
Aaron, I'm sorry I ghosted you. We had fun.
Did he make you squirt?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He also was a cuck, and he would have me go out to this like funk night in Portland, Maine. And he would stand in the back and like watch men like approach me. And like, you know, he would like get off on that. And the last time we ever slept together, he showed up at my house with chicken wings. And I ate the chicken wings while he went down on me, which is, I think, is just incredible. You know, everyone talks about it. No one's really doing it. I did it.
She had a full snack.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But that was the most inappropriate. Probably not, but just like one of the better stories.
Yeah, breaking down those little barriers.
It was so easy. Actually, another story from when I was like 15 or 16, I was getting a massage, which sounds really bougie. It wasn't. And this girl was massaging me, and she was like halfway through, she's like, oh, it's so hot in here. Do you mind if I take my top off? And I was like, I was face down, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. And then I like hear her and like feel that she took it off. And then she was like, oh my God, I forgot I didn't wear a bra today.
Ma'am.
I know. It's creepy because like she was like in her 30s and I was like 15 or 16. But I loved it. If she made a move, I would have absolutely gone for it, which is non-consensual. And I understand that. But it was hot.
That was
And then she was like, oh, look at all these pictures from my burlesque shows. I'm a burlesque performer. She was showing me all these like sexy ass pictures. And I didn't know that was my fate. Like, because I ended up being a
literally
professional burlesque performer.
Wow. She entered into your psyche on that day.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't the only thing she entered in there. Because I was like balls deep in lesbian massage porn at that time in my life. Yeah. What type of porn did you watch in high school? Not that anyone under 18 watches porn, but I did.
When I was in high school, and I had already turned 18, but possibly before that just a little bit, I was I watched a lot of porn with my first boyfriend, and I feel like it was just some classics. It was like Three Ways, Glory Holes. He was like very addicted to porn. Actually, I feel like my idea of classics is very skewed by the men I'm dated. I'm like, belly bulge and like huge anal is like fucking par for the course.
It's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I was just watching. I wasn't watching really like hard. Actually, I guess that stuff is hardcore when I was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I remember him telling, I was like 16, like throwing it back like on the fucking daily for this boy. Obviously, first boyfriend. I'm fucking losing my mind. And I remember a couple months in when we were like watching porn and fucking, he like looked at me and he was like, the sex we have is kind of clinical. And I was like, what does clinical mean in that context?
Oh, he got bored.
Like it's sterile sex with me, your hot baby girl.
Are you talking like, yeah, put that penis in this vaginal canal? That's clinical.
Literally.
Wow. Ooh, I wonder
like,
where he is today.
He just got married, shockingly, to this girl we went to college with.
I could not wait another second to lose my virginity.
I was the same way.
I was so ready. Like as a kid, I just wanted to have acne and have my period and have sex.
I associated adulthood with like freedom, I think. And I was very obsessed with being free and emancipated.
Yeah. Same. Yeah, I remember the way that I chose who my first boyfriend was going to be. This is a great story. I sent them the same titty picture. I'm like 13 or 14. Same picture. And then I was like, all right, whoever has the better response, I'm going to date them. Well, this one dude responds with this like 3-paragraph poetic, like, gonna lay you down in this grassy field, you know, whatever. And then the other dude that I had chose just said rockin' tits. I was like, that sounds way more fun. And then, then
You
I
want the bad
dated him.
boy.
And then I waited 1 month, like, to have sex. As soon as we started dating.
We have very interestingly similar stories. Because my first boyfriend, that was when I was like first learning about like mind games, I feel like. Because I was like, I was just like presenting myself on a platter to this boy. And he was like not interested. And we'd talk on the phone and he would like hang up, no interest, doesn't want to hang out with me outside of like just chatting on the phone. And my best friend in high school was like, you should tell him. Okay, so I went to the gym one day and this other guy asked me out. And my friend Catherine was like, you should tell the other guy that this person wants to go out with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would I do that? He would never want to date me if he knows that. And she was like, no, that will make him want to date you more. And I was like, there's no way. But I tried it. And then he was like, do you want to be my girlfriend?
Oh, isn't that so weird? You know what? Let's do Mythbusters here right now. Like everybody thinks that men want sex all the time and that they're the sexy McSexersons. And we're just like, I guess as long as I can be around you, I'll have sex with you. And I think it's the fucking opposite. At least in my personal experience, like I've always been the one with the higher sex drive, more sexual, you know, whatever. And I feel like I'm the pervy, creepy one. And I just don't think that what we've been told through media our entire lives is true at all.
I 100% agree with you. I mean, I think it's like just an individual basis. Like everybody is super different.
Yeah. And if we're talking about like sexual beings, women are fucking insatiable. And men, it's like, and then it's done. Like sexual energy is depleted. Yeah. They don't even want to be touched. Like it's like totally different. Girls come first, and that was like the amuse-bouche. It was like the little app. Yeah.
Have you read this book, Sex at Dawn, or ever heard of it?
No. Yes.
You know
I haven't read it, but I've heard of it.
They talk about in that book how like they have this theory that like humans' sexuality was like really revolved around a bunch of men like sequentially fucking like a woman.
Yes.
And they talk about how that's why like women make so much more noise when we have sex because it like gives a lot of information about who they're fucking on. That's why it takes women longer to come because they have like a bunch of different like dudes nutting in them and before they like with the orgasm.
Yeah.
It's kind of a crazy book.
I mean, yeah, it was like the gangbang neighborhood cream pie situation back in the day. And whoever's sperm was the strongest would be the one that stuck.
Yeah. And like, you know, human males, unlike fucking gorillas where there's like one really big one, they're all like more or less around the same size. And like competition apparently, according to this book anyway, goes on like internally. Also like, you know how dudes, when they come, it's like multiple spurts. The spurts have different shit in them. The first one has like more like killer like immunocells in it to like fight other sperm and like make way for the next couple spurts where the good shit is.
Where the impregnators come?
The impregnators come.
They come out.
Come sprinting.
Yeah, they come
running
out like
through the dead bodies
of
the sperm in front of them.
The first ones are just like the dumbass infantry dudes. And they're just like, well. Yeah, they save the biggest soldiers for the end. That's so funny. Oh my God.
Okay.
It's
been Sydney Summers and Susie Stellar.
Yeah, we'll see you online forever.
Bye.